teller machine and withdraw their money. But within the last few years, we've seen the rise of the point-of-sale machine or POS. Now all you need to do is approach any of these POS operators or agents, inform them of the amount of cash you need, carry out the transaction with your card or via transfer, and you will be on your way. Now, both of these methods of withdrawal are very much available to Nigerians. But which is better? I was on the streets of Lagos to catch up with the people and find out what their preferred option is. Here's what they had to say. ATM or POS, which do you prefer using?
I prefer to use the ATM.
POS.
I prefer using the ATM.
I prefer ATM.
I prefer POS.
POS.
I prefer POS.
I prefer using ATM machine. POS.
But what is the reason for their preference?
I went to another bank to withdraw, and the bank swallowed my ATM. And I remember for hours, I was there trying to get my ATM out. It was not, and that day I just decided that I was not going to do this ATM thing again. I will tell you that for over 2 years now, I've not visited the ATM machine or cards or anything. I've been using POS because it's very easy. I don't care the 100 naira. I really don't mind. The 100 naira, 200 naira charges, I don't mind.
The reason why I prefer ATMs is that you're sure the money is coming straight from the bank. It's not counterfeit. The only inconvenience is that, like, I got to one this morning, cash had finished. But I know it's one of the things that happen because I know that for them to get cash is not easy.
POSs are just easier to use for me and faster in transactions. ATMs usually take a long time and sometimes the buttons are hard to press.
ATM swallow card, but POS does not do that. No, I prefer using POS more than ATM because I don't mind giving them all what I, because I know that my transaction is always successful with POS. But that ATM, sometimes you might just withdraw, you won't see your money, but they will debit you. You will need to enter bank and start complaining.
I've had bad experiences with ATM. ATM has swallowed my card before. So stuff like that just make me feel like, oh, let me just be using POS. But I feel this thing is safer. ATM is safer, 100% safer. But for me, like if I'm to say I want to do something, like if I want to get cash and I need to withdraw the cash immediately, and there's an ATM in front of me like this, and there's a POS like at the other side of the street, I'll go to that POS.
I think ATM is better. If there's no money, you will know. But POS, sometimes you don't know, and a lot of people use it for fraudulent activities. Nigerian banks should make sure ATMs are everywhere. You know, not all necessary around the banks.
POS is very, very fast. Once I put my card, no issue. And again, if you go to the ATM, sometimes they will tell you no cash. That is not dispensing. But the POS, you always get cash. If there is a problem, actually, they will give you receipts. Then you can go to the bank and complain. It's not every time that there is always a problem like that.
Using the ATM is still the safest to me. POS actually makes things faster than using the ATM, but then I don't trust them, but I trust the bank more. If anything happens to my card, I can go to the bank and complain, and I'll get my card back. If I try to withdraw from the bank and the money doesn't come out, but they debit me, I can always make reports. But for POS, sometimes it's gone.
Meanwhile, some people seem indifferent and would prefer to go for what works for them in the moment of need.
They both have their usefulness. So if you know time is not of the essence, then you go for ATM, right? And if you know it's about convenience for you, you need to get things done as quick as possible, then you go for POS. So I don't have preference. I go for both, depending on the situation. I would prefer that ATM is actually more accessible than it is. I mean, if you are, say, in my area, you have to use ATM. You literally have to actually take a keke to the bus stop to use the ATM. But then we have POS all around. So unless I'm going to do more than just, getting money from the bus stop, if I have other things to do, I can then withdraw from there. That means it's not urgent. But if it's urgent, definitely I have to stay in my area and withdraw.
So has the tide finally turned, or will we witness a resurgence of the ATM? For now, that remains to be seen. From the streets of Lagos, Egosa Eboigbe, Channels Television.